Well, live and direct from Aberdeen. Name is Maki Abufese. The whole point of this show is just to talk naked truth. Speak
Nothing but
about
the truth.
Nigeria. Speak about anything in general. Obviously, not necessarily Nigeria. Just put our own opinion out there and see how people react to it. Um, as we were chatting before we went on live, what's the name of that Nigerian former deputy Senate Ekuru Modu?
Eko Madu.
Ekuru Modu.
Eko Eko Madu. Eko Madu.
Ekuru Modu.
It's not your name. It's not your
Anyways,
Eko Madu.
Ekwemadu. Apologies. Obviously not an Igbo guy.
At least we are not beating.
Adli.
We are not beating him. We are beating his name.
So yeah, he was beaten in Germany. Was it 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Now the real question is: it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Civilized, uncivilized, or is it something that's worthy, or is it a normal thing? Let's
So the
just
thing is, maybe we should just start from this point of view because the guy himself said the people that attacked him were under the influence of alcohol and
okay.
something.
I didn't realize
So it's like,
that.
so the thing is, he didn't really get the point. So he's still making an excuse for what happened.
Okay.
So maybe he was not beaten enough.
Oh, so you reckon they should have probably beaten him for his senses to have been reset.
Yes.
Okay. My own view, I think it's something. Well, I don't condone violence, but I don't think that's violence in every sense of it. I think things have been that bad in Nigeria that we need something. There has to be a change, and if that comes to letting our politicians know that we won't celebrate you, I think it's a worthy thing.
Yeah, the thing is, I think people outside Nigeria understand what we need to do. That we don't need to celebrate these people. And, people are a little bit more independent because you have to probably earn everything that you have. Unlike Nigeria, where they are super dependent on these people.
Sure.
Because this is Ekwe Madu. We call
Ekuru Modu.
Ekwe Madu. Former deputy.
This is a dead former.
The thing is, next, say for example, they have another election next year. This guy will still contest, and he will be voted for.
True.
So Nigerians don't really learn their lesson.
But speaking on the notion that Nigerians don't learn their lesson, I think I totally agree with you on that. I think, would you say we are our own problem in Nigeria?
Yes.
And not just about, if you speak to any Nigerians now, they probably would say, oh, we have a leadership problem. But
No. You have like how many the leaders are like the whole politicians and state government, local government probably be 1 million.
True.
In a country of say 200 million.
True.
So how can the leaders be the problem?
I mean, a really good example of that. Okay, you might not agree or support everything Donald Trump is doing. At least Donald Trump is a reflection of the society. Most of Americans are totally against the political elite. When I mean political elite in America, the Clinton, all those people, and they voted for these guys. But on the contrary, at home, we still vote for all these. I don't even know how to call them.
That's one of the definitions of being a fool. Is to keep doing the same thing.
Deep.
And expecting
deep.
Deep,
man.
Is one of the definitions of being a fool is to keep doing the same thing and expect a different
results. Yeah.
How can Nigeria, a country that probably has the largest amount of Christians, the largest amount of Muslims, largest amount of people that fast, people fast 100 days, 30 days. Some people have broken Jesus' record like a million times.
Just opening something.
but the thing is, it's all in our minds.
True.
These same people will still steal their neighbor's child for money rituals. We still go and eat the poo of somebody else's children. So how can there can't be any progress? I was speaking to somebody earlier, and it was saying it's more of orientation than political or religious or stuff like that. When it comes to Nigerian problem, religion, that's a whole.
I think everybody's
Then
now.
we have to make another video to discuss Nigeria religion.
True.
Because everybody in Nigeria thinks they know God, but
True.
that's for another day. But when it comes to politics, we as followers are not demanding enough
True.
from our leaders.
True.
And we are not making our leaders accountable
True.
for what they do. How can you vote somebody that has absolutely nothing in, and then within 4 years this guy is a multi-millionaire?
Do you know
And you understand? And then you're not asking any questions, and you people are suffering, and these people, and these people have all these big mansions, riding all these big cars. There's no road, this is 2019.
Sure.
How can there be no electricity in Nigeria? 2019. They've been civil war in Syria for the past 8 years. They still have constant electricity.
I mean, I totally agree to that. And one fundamental thing, I think you made mention of Nigerians, the populace needs to demand from. I think you need to elaborate, because demanding, it's a bit vague.
Okay.
People say it's different, and I think it's a really key thing.
So they said in France last year they were going to increase taxes on fuel, bring up the price they pay at the pump for fuel.
Yeah.
And people started protesting. This protest is still ongoing. The yellow vest protest is still ongoing. So the government reverted the price, the petrol price. They increased minimum wage. These people were still protesting. In Nigeria, when they removed subsidy, when they were talking about subsidy, Occupy Nigeria, if you can remember.
Yeah, I do.
First day, everybody was angry. Hey, Occupy Nigeria. Second day, people started bringing puff. Third day, they brought jollof rice. The day after, Wasiu turned up. After they turned the thing into carnival, and the people that was even orchestrating the protest at the time was not even there when some people went to negotiate with the government. How can Nigeria be producing electricity? When you go to Dubai or the Middle East, if you convert how much they are paying for fuel to Nigeria, it's an absolute joke.
True.
It's an absolute joke. It's and Nigerians are not saying anything. They're not demanding anything.
I also believe. See, one thing now, I'm not. This is not an absolute fact, but I think on the notion of demanding from our government, should it not be that the mandate that should be given to any political, when I mean political head of the likes of the president, is we don't need you to fix anything other than just let there be light.
No.
Infrastructure.
See,
because we need to. That is the foundation.
No. I think where we are wrong is there are things that are called basic social amenities. Basic means these things are necessary for life to go on. You understand? It's like the air we breathe.
Correct.
It's very basic, and it's very important for all our existence.
Correct.
Electricity, roads, schools, hospitals are not things that politicians are supposed to promise. They are things that government is supposed to provide. Politicians are supposed to help manage it, improve it, and and if you need more, give you more. Yeah, we're not supposed to say, okay, I'm going to build roads. If you see the roads, for example, now in a couple of years ago, while I was in Nigeria, I went to Osun State. Yeah, they said the Osun State governor at the time, Rauf, was planning to build, or was in the process of building, an airport.
In Osun State?
Yeah, in Osun State.
Okay.
You cannot drive for 2 minutes without braking like 5 times. So you go roads, right? Yeah. So the thing is, there is no road, but you want to build an airport. Yeah. So that's like completely misplaced priority. So why are the people not protesting to say we are risking our lives every day, going to and fro work and traveling around the states? We don't need an airport. We need roads. Yeah. Okay. So if you finish building the airport, are you going to buy them private jets? It's retarded. Nigerian people are all focused on number one, money. If you give a Nigerian 100 million today, 100 million naira, give every Nigerian 100 million naira today, I can guarantee you in 2 years, 50% of them will be broken.
Yeah, I mean, if your points are valid, but if these things are there, do you think it's like you rightly said? You know, they're the basic things of life, and on them you build. It's just like let me use an analogy of a pizza. You have the base, which is the dough. So if you have the dough right, if you make the dough right, you can build any form of pizza, any type of pizza.
Don't even use analogy. We are talking about Nigeria. Use analogy
Of Nigeria.
that something we can
Yeah,
relate to.
so-
We are part of these people that are eating tomato pizza in Nigeria.
No. So no, it's not. It's an analogy. At
I
the end of the
understand.
day. So the point is, if you have good infrastructures like road, basic. These are just not basic
Yeah.
road, light. I think Nigerians are creative enough to create other things.
The thing is, every one of us have ideas of what we want to do, what we would like to do, what we think we can improve on in Nigeria, apps and IT stuff, and things, because it's a developing economy. There's a lot to do. But then, if you go back to Nigeria, you're running all your servers, everything 24/7 on generator. How are you ever going to break even?
Sure.
It's impossible. If you take electricity away from all these developed countries, they will go back down to third world countries.
Sure.
But then the third world countries in South America, country like Peru, Chile, all these countries that all they have is maybe coal, gold, and all this mining stuff. They're generating electricity by solar energy and other forms of natural ways of generating electricity. In Chile, they were generating at some point last year. I was reading about it. They were generating so much electricity from solar that they were giving people free electricity for 6 months. So is there not enough sun in Nigeria, or is there not enough land to put out those solar panels?
Maybe Nigeria should start. Let's just demand. Let there be electricity. Let there be light.
But you know where the problem is? Instead of people saying, "Okay, government, let's do the solar thing," and or then break it down, and each state to go and generate electricity for their states, and if there's anything left, pump it back on the grid, and the government can redistribute it.
How difficult are these things?
It's not difficult. China has like one of the biggest solar farms in the world. It's like child's play. The crazy thing, is I was driving through the countryside in Scotland. That rains 90% of the time. It's dark from September till March. I saw a solar farm in Scotland. Seriously.
Viewers, Nigerians, demand power from your government. Let there be light. See, corruption or no corruption. Fact is, Nigeria has a bad image of excessive corruption, but there's no country, and I'm telling you, no country in this whole wide world that's not corrupt.
It's human nature.
So if the best way of getting rid of corruption is putting in place system that won't allow people to cheat the system itself, that is the only solution. Corruption is not our biggest problem. Our value system, it's our biggest problem. It's our value system that is creating corruption and creating other woes that we have.
Yeah, but it's modern day Nigeria now that you don't really have to have a job or have a source of income, but you can turn up with one of the best cars.
That's the problem.
Go to the club.
That's the problem.
Spend somebody's yearly salary
in a night.
And then you will still turn up tomorrow and do the same thing.
And
people are not asking.
And people will be doing rank for them. That's it. It's what we valued as the problem.
You see, when people talk about bad leadership and bad followership and stuff, in that kind of scenario, what has bad leadership got to do with that?
True. You heard it.
You see, it's more of bad followers. Like one of Lagbaja's songs, they said, leaders are wicked, but the followers are wickeder.
Anyway,
Nigerian followers.
You heard it from. They say you are wickeder.
Wickedest.
Wickedest.
Yeah.
I need to put that somewhere in my dictionary. Now, another discussion: Nigerian girls and women. There was hopefully this will be the last discussion we're having today. There was a gist from a friend of mine. I met him. It was the day before yesterday. I could anyway last week. He said a girl had on her head a weave on that could probably buy a car that has an AC and she's on a bike. As in riding a bike in Nigeria, and she has on her head a weave on that is equivalent to maybe a Toyota Camry that has a full air condition.
It's,
Isn't that ridiculous?
the thing is, first thing first, yeah. That's one of the. See, this gives me goosebumps every time. Number one, I think it's still a reflection of colonization. Yeah.
Why
Colonization in the sense that, and I listen to this woman a lot, Professor Sophie Oluwole. She said,
that Yoruba, yeah.
She said, how can
Check that woman out, actually.
She said, how can an economy or a country that all they do is try to be the people that enslave them, how can you ever amount to anything? How can you ever amount to, all you always want to do is be like the person that abused you. Imagine if for example, you go through a relationship that maybe your boyfriend used to beat you up 24/7 and give you black eyes and punch the lights out of you, yeah. And then all you do all for the rest of your life is try to be
like that person.
It's ridiculous.
True.
Why can't you wear your there's so for African women are the best. You have the best skin, you have the best hair, then you can do whatever you like with it. You have the best shapes. Yes, beautiful, sumptuous body that everybody. Why is it that everybody now wants to have big bum? It's all like everybody, you understand what I mean? African women, when they talk about evolution, personally, I don't believe in evolution. Yeah, but Oyibo people believe in evolution.
I mean,
they are still evolving. That is why they are turning their body to be black, or brown. We are already there. Why are you reversing back again? Why, So I went to Nigeria once, yeah, and we're in the club, hanging out, drinking and doing stuff. And there's some girls hanging out with us as well, yeah. One of the girls, her head was smelling like e-goat. This is what I swear her head, honestly, yeah. And then, well, at the end of it, went down saying blah, 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 and it was whoozing. Like, oh my God. Beast mode activated. So
on default.
If you don't, the thing is then, if you don't appreciate yourself, who's going to appreciate you?
Sure.
We know what it's like outside of Nigeria, outside of Africa. We African people, we like to wear bright colors, like you're wearing like an orange, red, whatever. Orange
colorblind, I think is one.
We like to wear colors, but I don't know. Igbo person say, why
it's too colorful?
Why it's too colorful? Blah blah blah. And the problem is because they cannot really wear these colors because it does not go with them. And I just make fun of them.
It also speaks to what we've been saying, value, what you put value on. I mean, thank God I have the modest wife ever. But I'm looking at a situation that, as our scenario, I'm just imagining it, that my missus just walked up to me and said, I need a Brazilian hair. The first thing I would tell her is, rather than giving you the money for that Brazilian hair, I would rather go to Brazil, marry a Brazilian girl, which is cheaper. Go to Brazil, marry a Brazilian girl, which is cheap, bring her back to Aberdeen, and periodically, maybe monthly, be cutting the hair, harvesting the hair, and marry the girl. So that is even more. So it speaks to the value, what we value. Indians, they appreciate what they have. They appreciate their culture, they appreciate their clothes, they appreciate their language.
Even in the cold, like even Bolton, Manchester, Birmingham, all those places, they still wear their
local clothing.
And when they're just coming back from holidays and stuff. Even their little kids. But we Africans, there are loads of kids. There are loads of kids in Nigeria that's never been they've never even been to Ghana. They cannot speak Yoruba.
I think I told you before. I spoke with a girl. She was interviewing for a job. I'm sure this girl hasn't been outside Nigeria before. She's trying to come up with this weird English accent. It's, like, it's not British accent. It's not Queen's English. It's not American. There's a Torí Ọlọ́run, just
It's Nigerian.
speak normally. It's ridiculous.
British.
Honestly, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous,
We're
right?
just trying to be weird.
Yes.
Anyway, viewers at home, you've heard from the man himself, Oferefe Face Adewale.
Where did the baby come from? Anyway, the thing is, all these topics that we've touched on today, we're still going to come back and break it down and probably get some women involved
Views,
as well, so we can know why they're wearing these wigs.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
These wigs that there has been caused
It's
by
an issue.
somebody in India.
It's an issue. Big issue. And it's costing us boys
A lot of money.
some pepper. Please help.
Otherwise, very soon, we'll be wearing them.
If I want to be Egyptian. Egyptian, yeah.
No. We'll be buying dread from Jamaica.
Oh shit, man.
And
it's very
rolling
expensive.
some ganja.
They put something. Anyway, make we start out before we start yarning some more parts. Enjoy. See you some other time.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.